Groove Nation, the last module, the module number 3 of our 3-day GrooveKart Accelerator is starting right now. So welcome everybody. My name is David Lemon, and then over here, just below my camera, we have the one and only John Garcia. Hi John, how are you?
Hey David, how are you? Hello everybody that is with us today. So we're going to have fun today. Today, as David mentioned, is the third day and the last day of the GrooveKart Accelerator. We're going to have a couple of great things to show you, and we're kind of wrapping up the year, this crazy, amazing year with this session. And that's why we're going to keep everything jam-packed and fast, because we have a lot of things for store for next year. So let's just get the show on the road, guys. And don't forget to put in the comments if it's the first time that you're here. Hello, Christine. So let's just get together and just show us those threes if it's the first time that you're joining us, so we know who you are. And also, don't forget, if you want to be identified in the stream, please visit facebook.com/StreamYard, so we will know who you are, because maybe when you log into Facebook, you might not, Facebook will not allow us to see who you are.
Absolutely. So yeah, this is the module number 3 where we're going to do the finishing touches. If you weren't with us previously, you may want to check out the first 2 modules. What this GrooveKart Accelerator is about is how to actually start and quickly set up a business through GrooveKart, which is an e-commerce store through GrooveKart, where we went in and then we found the product, created our brand, all kinds of different stuff. And now we're basically on the day 3 where we're finishing up, setting up some couple of pages and starting driving traffic to it. We are going to be going through all those steps step by step, and then by the end of today, hopefully you'll have all the necessary information in order to start your GrooveKart business even immediately after this video has ended. So hopefully you are going to be following us. Christine was saying something about the crackling sound. John, when you were speaking, there was a slight crackling sound. I'm not quite sure. This could be maybe your microphone is...
Probably it was scratching my...
Yeah, it was scratching probably the sweater, but doesn't matter.
I'm gonna try to hold it like this then, so we will not have that crackling sound. Sorry about that, guys. You know, it's not our style when everything comes perfect, but hey, we roll with the punches, as I always say. And thank you, Christine, for just bringing that up. And yes, David said, as soon as you're done with these 3 sessions, as soon as you have picked the product, try to start something, you can automatically start. So this is kind of our parting gifts for the 2020, and say, hey guys, you're ready to go. All that you have to do is make a decision, pick a product, and follow the process. You will see that entering to 2021, you will have another option, to actually just do more things, financially, if you want to just grow a little bit more financially. So you can do that, or even to try it out, just test out. If you have a free account, create one, play with it, connect it, and you'll see that it will probably just be something positive as an outcome. So let's get done. Hello, Jason, and hello, Christine, Christian Tomilius as well. And David, let's start with the recaps, shall we?
Absolutely. So today we are doing the finishing touches. As we said, in the module number 1, we created our brand. In the module number 2, we went through the pages, and today we are putting on the finishing touches. So let's just quickly recap for those of you that may be new to this GrooveKart Accelerator. Just do a 10,000-foot overview what we are going to be teaching today and how we came to that point. But in case, during the meantime, in case you have any questions, make sure you put a Q in front of your questions so that we can easily come back to them later. We're going to be doing a Q&A session at the end of the training, so we are going to be answering your questions. Just make sure you put a little Q sign or Q character in front of your question so we can come back to it at a later point.
And make sure we address it.
Absolutely. So just to quickly recap the module number 1, in case you haven't seen this one yet, you can search for it on YouTube, inside our Facebook group, on even the Groove Digital Academy, inside the support. anywhere where you can actually learn more about and search about Groove, you will find it there, which is the GrooveKart Accelerator module number 1. This is where we came up with a whole idea. We found a product, we explained how we found it, we found a domain, we explained how we found the domain, we created a quick logo, we created the store,
Store,
we
right.
set up our domain, we actually purchased the domain and set it up inside GrooveKart, and we went through all the steps that may be necessary for you to do the same. So in case you haven't done the module number 1, it will be necessary in order for you to continue with the GrooveKart Accelerator. Do you have anything to add on the recap of the module number 1?
Actually, no, you cannot set it all. And the most important part, guys, as that David mentioned, is just start from number 1. I mean, there's a lot of people that might be following us in the past with the GrooveKart Challenge. This is a little bit different because part of what David didn't mention was the module 1, we picked only one product to work with. That simplifies absolutely everything. And once you make it simple enough to deal with one product, then you can just get a head start on everything else. And that's why we have module 2, and today we have module 3. So I just wanted to add that.
So to quickly recap the module number 2, this was last Wednesday session where we went in and then we started modifying the pages. How the home page will look like, how the product page will look like, how to set up the categories, how to set up the actual checkout pages, how to set up the things that will happen when the person clicks on the buy button. This was all covered in the module number 2 with some extra information. So in case you haven't checked that one out yet, make sure you go back and then do those, because you will need to see the actual setup of the pages in order, or you will need to set up your pages in order to be able to move on and then actually make your site live to everybody else in the world. Did I miss something, John?
Not really. It was just the second step. Pretty much the stuff that we did in the second part was just complementary to what we're saying. You got to make sure that you follow the case. You have to make sure that every single step is followed to understand the process. And sometimes when we do something, we need to make sure that we do that. We just need to read the instructions. And we did work on the categories on the homepage. We picked the upsell and downsells. So take a look at that. So this will make sense once you see 1 and 2, and today, of course, number 3.
Perfect. So here's what we are going to do today. We will go quickly through everything. I will go through all the slides and then we'll go back to the step number 1 and then we'll start doing those. Okay, so here's what we're doing today. Step number 1, we are going to be adding legal pages. Legal pages are very important when you actually have some kind of a website or selling anything online. You need to provide some information to your customers and to the visitors of your website. What kind of information you're collecting? Do you have any cookies? What are the terms and the conditions of your page if somebody purchases and things like that. You also want to mention the shipping and the refund policy, which need to be on a site if you're selling and then using shipping and you provide refunds. So this all needs to be on there. Most of the times web stores will be having those page links in the footer, and then this is what we also need to create in order to be able to provide a full-on experience for a web store.
Yeah.
So the next step will be going in and creating a contact page and connecting it with Google Captcha. Contact pages are very simple to set up. It just requires that little piece of code from Google Captcha. We'll show you how to do it. It's very, very simple, but it allows you to actually put on a page where the customers can ask you questions. They are not sure what size to order, they can contact you. They're not sure what the refund policy is, they didn't find it somewhere, they can contact you. They have any other questions like, do you also sell this one? Because I would prefer to buy that one as well from you. Then this is for the what the contact page is used for. Also, we're going to be showing you the help desk, and we have a built-in help desk in GrooveKart. Some other platforms like Shopify, you would need to actually purchase apps in order to do the help desk part, but not with GrooveKart. So all the contacts that basically the visitors contact you, they will be going into the help desk, which is built into your store. And yeah, we're going to be showing you how to find it and how to manage the contacts and basically the questions. So the step number 3, we are going to be connecting Google Analytics, and John will be able to tell us a little bit more when we come to the step number 3 why this is important, but it is basically necessary so that you can follow and track your customers and who likes what on your page. Um, Step number 4 will be connecting additional apps to make the store better, to function better, to sell more, to provide some kind of security and things like that. There is quite a few apps in GrooveKart built in, which you don't have to pay for anything extra, and then we'll show you and explain you how to use those inbuilt apps to GrooveKart. Step number 5, we'll need to connect the payment gateway. In case you're serious and you want to actually make money from your store, you need to connect your store to a payment gateway. Basically, think about it that you're opening your wallet and then you want to actually receive money into your wallet. This needs to be done by connecting a payment gateway. Connect your bank so the people can send you the money. So that's going to be wrapping up the GrooveKart sessions, but we wanted to provide you also with a bonus, and we want you to start driving traffic to your store immediately. And there is no better way to do it than with the method that I will be telling you by the end of the training. So in case you thought I will be telling you right now what it is, I'm not. You'll be able to learn more about that one at the end when we come to that step. So, John, are you ready so that we can go in and create the legal pages?
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, right now, David has covered pretty much the 5 steps for today. And as he also mentioned, we pretty much wrap up everything. But one of the most important parts, and this is why we left it at the end, because the 3 or 4 steps that we have for today, actually, yeah, 4 steps, are very crucial because it indicates where the money is going to go once our customer pays us. 2, where to get the customers with the analytics and all the information. And 3, how to contact and manage our customers. And I think those are 3 critical points because in any business, whether it is a brick and mortar or online business, you need your clients and support your clients to make sure that the complete experience is actually offered to them. So let's get started, David, and let's just run it together through the demo.
Absolutely. So what we are doing first as a step number 1, we're adding the legal pages. So for those of you that may have thought that this is not important, it is really important. And I will show you that it is quite easy to do with GrooveKart because you don't have to do a lot of work. So I'll zoom in over here so you can see my screen a little bit better. We'll be staying in the background, so you'll be hearing us, John as well. But what we want to show you is how to get into GrooveKart one more time. Click the apps button here in the left hand sidebar. You can see the GrooveKart button. Once you click on it, this will open up the GrooveKart menu where you choose the pages. Let's just go back into our Jira tab. This is the store that we created for this example. We'll just click these 3 dots on here and then we can go to the back office. So when we are talking about legal pages, we need to go and create the pages, design the pages, and that is done inside the builder. So if you are here in your GrooveKart dashboard, clicking on the builder in the left-hand side will bring you into the visual builder of GrooveKart, and this is where we will be constructing the pages. So just to bring us back a little bit, John, here, tell us a little bit about legal pages and how that works, why users need to do this, and why it's just not automatically added by Groove to every site to provide like a uniform, because it's Groove is the company that is doing the actual software. So why then they don't provide us already with these legal pages?
Terms. Well, there's a couple of things, and first and foremost, the pages that David mentioned right now, they're very important because it shows the trust that you need to reflect to your customers. When you tell them to take a look at your terms and conditions, your refund policy, your privacy policy, you're telling them, hey guys, you can trust us. Your information is going to be managed properly, and you also are backed up, and we are pretty much abiding by a set of rules that we require. Also, this is important. The actual legal pages or the terms and conditions and brief policy are required if you apply to any merchant processor. Any merchant processor requires for you to have those 3 or 4 pages to make sure that you are abiding by the rules, because they want to protect the consumer as well. And as I mentioned, once they are created, you have that opportunity to convey that message to the customer. And they're very simple to construct, because even though we don't have the content per se, GrooveKart allows you to create extra pages, which we will show you. I think for this example, we already created the pages, but we will tell you where to get them. And we can actually just also provide some ideas. And this is the key, guys. We have to provide some ideas of your content. We cannot provide you the exact content for one reason. Everybody's business is different. Your terms might be different from my store, from David's store, from Louis's store. For everybody's store is different. So we have to consider. There are some people that said, hey, but just the term and conditions might be, do I need a lawyer? No, not really. You can actually just go on an online service like FDC or any other website that can provide you for that. But there's always something basic for free that you can download, copy. Of course, make sure that it's allowed to do that. There's a ton of free sites that do that. And then you just modify it. Most important part is modifying. Since we're talking about speed, we can modify it. And that's what we did today with these ones. We grab what we have from FTC and we just modifying a little bit to make sure that they're usable.
I also wanted to just mention that some platforms will give you already some legal pages, but you need to be really careful with those, because some people just say like, okay, it's already there, I'm done. One of those platforms is GrooveKart. So if you create a default store, if you come into pages and click on the pages, you will see that there is a privacy policy, terms and condition, and return and refund policy, which are already created and already linked by default to the footer. So this is already here. So you can see the quick links, they already display these pages. However, don't take them for granted. They're not the solution that cover everything. So be the smart person in business. It is not a shortcut. It is a shortcut, but be smart and read through everything that you see here. If you don't understand it, hire or get somebody that can understand it, because these are very important things. You can be liable in case you don't read it through, and you can get into trouble, and you don't want to get in trouble. We don't want you to get in trouble. We created these privacy policies to be some sort of a guide, but make sure you check it. Okay, make sure you check it every time before you actually do something that involves getting or receiving payments. These are very important. I'm not a lawyer. I cannot give you any advice. I can just say be careful and do your due diligence so that you don't have any problems in the future. I don't want to scare you. This is not something to be afraid of and get overwhelmed, but just make sure that you or somebody that you know understand the rules that involve selling something online, especially if you are selling something that is maybe of a higher risk, like CBD products and things like that. Those products and all kinds of products have their own policies that need to be mentioned on the websites where you're selling.
Yeah, and that's why, David, we mentioned earlier that we cannot use the standard information for everybody, because each market, each product, each business is different. So we have to be really vigilant when it comes to the information that we put out there, because we don't want to copy a privacy policy from a page and then put it in our website and unfortunately have a link for that website or that policy, and then you might land into a situation. So we have to make sure that you reviewed every single document. If you have to review anything in the page, make sure that you double check your privacy policy, your terms and conditions, and your refund policy. Those are the three key pieces that will instill that trust for your visitors.
Absolutely. So let's just say that this is the correct privacy policy, that we have gone through it and then we have read it through. If you remember, in the module number 1, we purchased a custom domain. So now we would need to go through on this page, we click inside, and then we would actually need to change the subdomain that we have. Let me just zoom in on here. At this moment, it's showing us the subdomain gyrotop.groovekart.com, and then we would probably need to change this one. So you could go and click in here and then change it by just deleting the .groovekart.com to leave only just the the custom domain that you purchased. However, it is harder to edit on here in this builder. So what I do suggest when you are modifying these privacy policies, there's a quicker way to do it. If you select all, you copy it over, and then you bring it over to Google, you open the Google Docs, okay, and you create a blank document, and you just paste it in. So right click, paste. Okay, this copies over everything that was on there. However, it points out some of the differences, and it allows you to search and replace. And this is what we want to do. So let me just show you a very quick way to do this. So what we want to do is select our domain, which is at this moment displayed as a subdomain, but we want to change it to be our main domain. So we can click Control F or Command F, and then this will pop up, find in document. Or you can also go into view, and then let me just see. I believe this is in the view, one of the tools for finding and replacing, which would be probably here. Edit, find and replace. So what we want to find is we want to find the phrase gyratop dot groovekart.com. Okay, so highlighted with green, you will see all of the versions, basically where the domain comes up as a subdomain. So now we found all of those, and we want to replace it with gyratop.com, because we have a custom domain, and we want to replace the subdomain with only the main domain, or the custom domain. So you can click replace and then go one by one, or you can replace all. So let's just click replace all. This went through the whole document and then found the gyratop.groovekart.com and replace it. So as you can see now, we have support.gyratop.com. We also have website gyratop.com, and it was a quick way. It's a shortcut on how to find the subdomain and then replace it with the custom domain that you got. Also, I want to just type in gyratop and just replace it with gyratop, like this, with caps letters. As you can see on some of the places, like on here, I would like it to be actually displayed with the caps lock, with the first letters of these words capitalized. So I will click on here, and then I will click replace, but I need to just choose previous. As you can see, the darker highlight is the one that is being in focus right now. So I will click on here and click replace. So on here, I want to leave it. So I'll click next, 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 because these are all domains. Whenever there is not a domain, those ones I would like to actually change so that it doesn't say gyratop with small letters, but with uppercase letters. And just quick scroll through just to see if there is any more on here. I believe on the bottom of the page there will be some more. Here we go. So as you can see here, when gyratop, okay, so let's just click on here. There you go. So gyratop, we need to replace this one to say to have it with capitalized letters here, here, and a couple more times. So this is where we are. We want to click next, replace, and replace. So now we went through the whole document. We replaced it. There will be some of the mistakes, like there are places where there is no spacing. We can just click on it and then make it look better. So you can go through the document and just edit it. Like for example here, policy affiliates, and then security Google, and then you can just check for yourself if you are happy with it. Once you are happy, click Command or Control A, select it, copy it, and just bring it back here, copy and paste it in there. And now we have gyratop with uppercase letters, and we have gyratop.com, which is the custom domain that we created. So this is a very quick way of how to find and replace all of these custom and basically the subdomains so that it looks more professional on your end. So do you have anything to add, John, on this one?
Actually, you covered it all. I think the easiest and fastest way is always copy paste a document somewhere else. You can do it in Google Docs, or you can do it in your own editor, your Word. I mean, I was about to say WordPerfect, but WordPerfect was discontinued years ago. This is how far I go back. but you can use Word, you can use any of the dog Word document editors, and you can use then copy paste it. I think is the easiest way. But the most important part, as you go along and you make those changes, read it. If you see
Read
something
through.
that is not according to your business, suppress it, delete it, change it, update it. Just be smart about it, because this is a couple of crucial things, especially if you have an application going with a merchant processing, let's say with GroovePay, for example. So GroovePay will, once they submit all your business to have reviewed your website, that's the first three things that they always recommend. Please make sure the customer has those 3 pages up, because that will be a big differentiator between the who have nots and the who haves. So if they have that, they're on the clear to go, and we can proceed with the application. So let's just make sure you keep those pages updated and created.
Absolutely. So on here, we know that for our business, we want to use a specific font, and it is a font which is called Open Sans on here. So we can change the fonts on the whole sections, on the whole like the whole elements. Now all the fonts have been changed, and if you have a look on here, if I close this up, you can see that the text is starting basically and ending at the ends of the screen. Let me just zoom in a little bit. So what we want to do is select this element, select the whole text, all the paragraph text that we have copied in, and then we want to add a little bit of padding on here on the sides, a left and a right padding. This we do just by scrolling down at the at the right hand sidebar and clicking on this left and right padding on here, and then just sliding this slider towards the middle. I found that around 50 pixels in, it works much better, something like that. So if I close this up, you can see that now there is a bit of spacing on here, which gives us a bit of a leeway. It gives us a bit of a breathing room so that the page looks better. It looks more professional. So this is what I would suggest to make in order to get your pages, even though they are legal pages, they need to be modeled and then like looking pretty, uh, as you already have your brand fonts, colors, and everything decided. Just keep that styling as well. So once we are done with the privacy policy page, we'll click save. Let's just get over to the next page, clicking the left hand sidebar, pages and terms and conditions. The same thing applies here. So read through, make sure your text is correct, be smart about it, check, double check, triple check if needed, and then once you are ready, you can copy all this text over. So just double click somewhere, Control A, Control C, bring it over to a document. Make sure you exchange all those subdomains. Make sure you put in your custom domains. I will not do it again because we already covered it, but this is what you would need to do for your pages, for your privacy policy, for your terms and conditions, for your refund policy and the shipping policy as well. So change the fonts, add on a little bit of padding so that it looks a little bit better. I believe this I already did, so on here it is already displayed nicely, but then don't forget to do it also for the return and refund policy. Okay, we're here, returns, refunds, and I believe we're missing shipping policy on here. So where do you usually, John, suggest to find shipping policy? Because at this moment we have returns, refunds, and we would probably want to add shipping, something about shipping on here.
Well, one of the best ways to start with shipping policy is by the sources. Where are you getting your products? And this can make a big difference, because in print on demand, the best way to do it is just go into their pages and say, hey, what are your terms for shipping? How long will you take to actually deliver something? And therefore, of course, you can also get information about cost, and if you have to adjust your pricing as well. Then you can just copy and paste it here. So, hey, when you order print on demand or your apparel, let's just call it, because you're not gonna tell your people or your customers, hey, my apparel, this is the shipping policy. If you order in this date, it will take 2 to 3 weeks for processing or delivery, and that will be it. All that you have to do is just make sure that your customer is informed when they add an article into their shopping cart. So if they have a question and they need to come back, you can point them to, hey, take a look at my shipping policy. Oh, you ordered a t-shirt, that happens to have an exclusive design. Oh yeah, but I haven't received it. Okay, let me take a look. Go in there, put in there that any apparel that is being printed, it will take a couple of weeks to be printed and sent out. So you have that feedback from the actual manufacturer, but you already have it in your policies. So that's one of the keys there. The same thing with AliExpress. Take a look at, if you decide to go with drop shipping, make sure that you read what are the terms for shipping, how long they will take to ship it, and of course what routes that you to ship it. You can include, in your policy, if the product is shipped by USPS, it will have a tracking number. If it's going through UPS, it will have this tracking number. So you can give information as far as the policies to your customers.
Absolutely.
And
So
yep.
what I usually do, because I'm not super creative and I don't know what I need to include, I usually search on Google, like for example, shipping policy template. I type in that one and I find what others are doing, what other businesses are including. uh, there are maybe businesses by zones, like if you are providing your own products. Like I can see here a comment from Soul C. I sell my own products. We'll answer your question at a later point, Soul. I just wanted to point it out that if you're selling your own products, you may be shipping yourself. Like you sit in a car and you drive there, so you may want to ship to, or you want to put in different policies for different areas that you are actually driving to. Or in case you're shipping it with FedEx or some kind of a postal service, then those policies may change. So have a look at what others are doing, and you'll be able to find templates like this one, where you can actually copy this over: local delivery, in-store pickups, international shipping, and then you can actually copy this over and then add it into your pages. So what I would do is copy something like this over. Like for example, if we have um, international shipping, and then how do I check my status, shipping to PO boxes, and this part I would copy over, and then I would bring into my store over here to GrooveKart, and I will basically modify it a little bit. So I can click over here to this paragraph text, click over here to the duplicate button, and then I can change these over. So for example, I can click in here and then I can paste this text in. So I paste it in the text, and I can now I can now modify it. Like international shipping, I make this part bold. I can select different parts. Like for example, I don't have multiple options on here, so I would probably want to delete this. Oops, I didn't want to leave, but let's just go back. Refund and return policy. Let's just refresh. But yeah, I would copy those things over that I found and I read through. Like, we offer international shipping to the following countries. Then you put in your list of countries and things like that. There are many more templates that you can find. Just find the one that works the best for you. You can also have a look here in the images how others did it, and just find something that would work best for your business. In case you're selling, I don't know, TVs and computers, you probably want to have a different policy than for those that sell I don't know, drawings and notebooks, because there are things that need to be handled differently, that may need longer shipping times. So just find the one that match your business type, and then use that in your own privacy policy and legal pages. But these are a must, and I don't recommend you to create a store without these pages, at least these three. There may be other policies like disclaimer, and if you have affiliate products or something like that, or in case you have any bonus products, and then policies about those, or in case you are running some kind of a special marketing campaigns like ads policy or promotion policy, you may need to add those too in case you're running those kind of paid promotions. But at this moment, privacy policy, terms and condition, and refund policy, refund, return, and shipping policy would cover most of the things that a normal website or like an e-commerce store would need.
Right.
Cool.
Awesome. Let's
So I believe we covered the step number one. Is there anything that I missed that you want to maybe add on, John?
no, David, sorry to kind of almost step in there. I just was so eager to go to step two, because pages, legal pages are important, but you have, as you mentioned, a ton of resources. But more importantly, just make sure that they're specific for your business. That's all. All that you have to do is be very vigilant when you're copying and pasting. Make sure that if you do, you make sure that it fits your business, your policies, that you're true to yourself, and do not, and this is important, do not put something that you're not willing to actually just do for your customers, because that's very important.
And now, just to cover ourselves, we are not lawyers. We are not official legal advisors. So please take our opinion and our expertise with a pinch of salt. You are responsible for your own businesses, and unfortunately, we cannot take charge in case
Yeah,
something goes wrong on your end.
this is the first time that you mentioned something about the fine print on a webinar. So this is the fine print, guys. We're not lawyers. Please do not take our advice on any legal matters, but we do mention some legal terminology here and legal pages. So please just take that and use it accordingly. But if you need advice, seek a lawyer.
Yeah.
This
So
is
now
better.
let's just run away from all that legal lingo. Let's just create a contact page. Creating a contact page is important, and John will tell us why.
Why it's important? Because simply you need your customers to get in touch with you. And having experience with working with the customer support department for the past almost 2 years now, we need a way for your customers and our customers to reach us. So the easiest way is to point them to a page, because sometimes when you are on the phone with them, and or you're in a video, or you're trying to explain something, maybe they didn't get that email address to send the ticket. So it's easier if you have a specific page in your website that can actually, they can fill up a form and simplify the process. In this case, like David was going to do, we're going to actually have the creation of a page, which is going to be called the support page, or the contact us page, rather. So it's just a matter of them putting a couple of name, email address, a phone number, and maybe a message that they want to send you. And that simplifies greatly the process, instead of having a link to an email address. And this is another advantage. Why we don't want you to put your email address in your website? Simply because there's a lot of spy bots that will crawl the web and will collect all your emails, and then you're going to get spammed, and we don't like spam. So that's why we try to avoid having our email addresses in the websites. So let's get started with the demo, David.
Cool. So now that we are here in the builder, this may be the place where you would probably build out a contact page. However, the contact page would need some extra settings. So in order to go and create a contact page, we will need to go into our dashboard over here of the GrooveKart store, click into the settings, and then here in the store information. So the first button inside the settings tab, let me just make it a little bit bigger on here. So store information, this is where you click in. And then you will see your logos, your store name, your store email, and then the last option on here at the bottom of the page, you will see store contact page. If you turn this slider on, this will enable contact us page with free Google Captcha is required. Okay, so let's just turn this on. Let's just click on the slider, and this is where we get Google Recaptcha version 2. It says Google Recaptcha will be used on contact us page. Please visit this link to add website to your Google Captcha tracking. So now Mr. Garcia will explain us what is exactly Captcha and why it is important.
Captcha was created a couple of years back by somebody that was tired of getting email messages that were unsolicited. So he said, you know what, I need to create something to avoid people to go in there and just try to send me messages that I don't want. So he created, and then Google bought it, and the guy just made a fortune out of it. Let's take a look at the story. I'm not lying, actually. This is a true story. Take a look at the guy that created Captcha. So what this does is actually creates like a barrier between everybody else and your true customers. So it's a little bit of some people say, oh, but the Captcha is just like such a nonsense. I have to click here. I have to do an extra step. But in this case, in order for us to have a very nice and transparent communication, we needed this. And the easiest way that we could do it was actually through Google. Why? Because everybody has a Google account. And number two, it simplifies the process for you to add the page. Now, in this case, what we need to do is, as David mentioned, just click on that link, and it will send you to something like this. If you have a Gmail account, right before you create that page, just make sure that you can actually have an account with Gmail. If you don't happen to have an account, just create one. It will take you 3 minutes, and then you'll have been secure. And also, it's important because in conjunction to the Captcha, the Google account will be very useful for your analytics, and we'll show you that in a second. But just make sure that if you don't have one, you can create one. So, David, let's just go back for a second to the screen when we actually click and said we need to create the Captcha. So,
So we're going back to the admin console, and I already have a site, or actually a couple of sites, because I was testing GrooveKart stores. But in case you do have, in case you don't have anything, you'll just see a plus icon as it is showing up here for me in the right hand corner on here. It says create. So we'll click on the create button, and this is what we need to fill out. We need to remember that this is Captcha version 2. So there is a version number 3. This is a newer Captcha that is offered by Google, but we have the version 2 that is available. So there is a couple of options that you could choose. I'm not a robot tick box, the invisible reCAPTCHA badge, or the reCAPTCHA Android. This is for the Android apps, but we just need to name it first. So let's just call it our store name. For example, Jira Top reCAPTCHA. And then, as we chose version 2, as
right.
our GrooveKart requires the version 2, I'm going to be choosing either an I'm not a robot tick box. This is basically where the customer needs to click I'm not a robot, or an invisible CAPTCHA. There are two options. Invisible CAPTCHA still does a check, and it doesn't allow robots or scrapers to actually go on there onto your site and try to spam you and send you all kinds of fake emails. But I would rather prefer I'm not a robot. I would rather prefer a physical button. This is just up to your preference, and John may know benefits of having either or, but I would just say I'm not a robot tick box will be for most of the cases enough.
Yeah, and I think the I'm not a robot, it can just simplify the process for you, because an invisible CAPTCHA, even though you don't have to have an interaction, you must have to have at some point some sort of confirmation. So for your peace of mind and your customer's peace of mind, it's easier if you have an option for them to actually click. Now, this is a point that before you move forward, David, we're going to have a question later, because this is very important. I want to just make sure that we pay really good attention here, because I have received a ton of requests about this. When we're adding the reCAPTCHA, guys, if you work with your website with a domain, with a top level domain, make sure that you're using the full domain. Why? Because a lot of people have put the actual subdomain from GrooveKart, and then an error might happen because we already have one set up for our own domain, which is we happen to use Google for our internal system, so that will confuse your store. Make sure that for these domains, you use the top level domain, which in this case is the actual gyrotop.com. So you can add it gyrotop.com. Perfect. Now,
We the reason why we are securing this page and not the subdomain is because this is going to be in front of the customers. So in case you want, you can add on also the subdomain, but I don't think it is necessary because your customers will not know about your subdomain. In case you changed your subdomain to a custom domain, you only need to actually add this one, the top level, the custom domain that you're using, because your customers will not see the other one.
correct. And another point, David, just make sure that when you use the CAPTCHA, you are logged in your store as the domain owner.
Yeah.
So it will be, in this case, in our case, it will be gyrotop.com/administration. So when you copy and paste everything, it will be under the right account, because if you do it under the subdomain, it might not take it. So let's just have that in consideration and make sure that you use your top level domain.
Yeah. So Over here, you put in the owners. In case you already have a Google account, it will take the Google account email address and add it on here. This is my account, which I use for tutorials, and I will just go. I have my phone now screaming at me. Um, and then once you are ready, once you added on your account on here, you click accept reCAPTCHA. If you want, you can read it through, but it's basically saying that it will be using API and it will be connecting to your store in order to check the robots and check the people that would like to abuse the system. You can actually turn on or turn off send alerts to owner. In case you want to learn more about it, hover over this eye icon and it says Google Alert detects problems on your site such as misconfiguration, increased suspicious or an increase in suspicious traffic. I don't actually want it because this is just
Right.
a tutorial website, so I'll turn it off. But in case you do want to have it, just leave it on. It's just extra security for yourself. Okay, so
And
once you, yep.
I'm sorry,
Uh,
David, sorry to interrupt. And another thing to add, by the way, guys, this is just the one that requires use the check mark. I just read a comment that I found it very true, but also very funny, because Linda Lamont says, I like the silent one because I hate finding cars and stoplights. There was a reCAPTCHA that for certain websites, especially for banking, they decided to have the great idea to, before you can proceed, you have to identify a fire hydrant and they give you a squares of images. This is not the case. It's only about a CAPTCHA. It's only about a check mark. So don't worry about having all those unnecessary precautions, but it still is a precaution, a measurement that we're taking, but not that complicated.
yeah.
Sorry, David, go ahead.
Cool. So if you click on the submit, you get two codes over here. You can copy the first one, you paste it into this first place inside the GrooveKart store. So website key, you paste it in, then you copy over the secret key,
Mhm.
you paste it in. Preferably, you are not recording a live stream that will be staying online for 7 billion people to watch. So don't freely promote these keys because this is something that is relevant to you and your store, and you don't necessarily want to share these ones. It's called a secret, but we don't really show secrets.
We have no
We do
secrets. It's
tutorials.
okay.
Yeah, we are an open book here in Groove. Once you've done this, don't forget to click the save button in the upper right hand side corner, because in case you don't do that, it will basically not remember anything that you just did. Once you did that and it saved, you are going to be having a contact page active on your site. So if we have a look at gyratop.com, let's just have a look where our contact page is. Okay, so we don't have navigation on here. We removed all the navigation options. We don't have anything in the footer on here, as you can see here. So we'll need to add some kind of an option for people to choose. I believe if we go on to gyrotop/contact or contact us, not quite sure. I believe it will be contact us. Contact us dash us. There we go. So the contact dash us will be the page that will be showing up, and this is the actual customer service or the contact us page that we need to link in somehow somewhere on the page so that the customers can actually find this page. As you can see, this is how it will be showing up on the front end, and people can ask questions regarding customer service or the actual store itself. Then they need to put in their email address, order reference in case they had an order before with your store. It will be showing up over here. In case they didn't, then they don't have to actually choose. And
Right.
then this is the reCAPTCHA that we just created. This is the I am not a robot reCAPTCHA that we connected. Here is the message that customers will be sending, and then let's just choose something like this and let's click send. Okay, so now this is the success message, and then the contact option will be sending the people back to the home page. What actually happened right now? We received a message. Okay, we received a message, but where did the message go? The message went to support@gyrotop.com. But hey, David, I never created an email. But John, how do I access this one? It's actually fairly simple. If you created a store, you and you connected your custom domain, you already have your help desk set up for yourself. So there's not much required from your side. In case you click over here to to orders, your help desk,
Mm-hmm.
this is where you will be able to communicate with the customers that sent you messages. So if you remember over here, or previously when I was showing you the actual contact form, I was logged in as Anna Banana, okay, over here as well, and this was the text that we sent. So
Anna Banana, what's up with you and fruits? I mean, David Lemon, Anna Banana. So you
yeah,
have
and you didn't meet Bob Orange yet, but yes, we are
orange.
a big happy family. Um, so this is your help desk that is built into GrooveKart, and whenever you receive some kind of messages or even emails, they will be all showing up on here, and you'll be able to communicate with these people just by going onto the actions, view, and then this is where you can even reply. You will be sending nice branded messages. You can put in your answer on here. You can type in your messages, and then in case they had any orders, they will be showing up on here. So you will have like a nice CRM with everybody. Like you can see here, Anna Banana had one order for the amount of 69.99. There was this person is a customer since today, basically yesterday in my time zone, and it's just showing up the orders and messages. In case you were communicating with this customer previously, all of them will be showing up here. So it's a very, very cool way in order to manage your orders, manage your contacts, and the support tickets. Everything is built in, so in case you have staff you want to work with, you just give them access to GrooveKart, and everything is sorted.
And also, the biggest advantage to have this specific area here in your dashboard is because you simplified and minimize the amount of emails that you get every day. You're gonna be able to manipulate everything from here, and therefore just not having a lot of contact with your emails. Let's say if you have this as a side job and you get an order, you might get a notification in your cell phone or maybe an email, but then if that customer starts sending you questions, you just get notifications but not the full messages, because you can manipulate and organize everything directly from your help desk.
Absolutely. And you can actually receive notifications whenever there is some action on your website. People were asking, can we receive a notification when somebody purchases? That's another thing that you could do. Clicking settings, store information, you set up the emails in here for the notification emails. As you can see here, it says receive a notification when an order is placed if the available quantity of a product is below 3 items. Receive a notification when a customer requests a merchandise return. One email address per line. So all these three options come in place, and then if you want to have it sent to multiple emails, you just click enter, and then you add on another email. In my case, it will be anna@banana.com. In case I would like to send to this email address a notification when somebody places an order on my store. It's actually a very cool way to stay in the loop, and then knowing that your store is making you money. So you can add on as many emails as you want. Just make sure that they are all in the separate line.
Correct.
Cool. So now that we covered this one, I would just like to go back to the actual builder, click the refresh button, and then just connect our contact page with the footer menu. I don't want to have a menu, the navigation menu on the top, because this is a one product store, but I would prefer to have it in the footer on here. So in the quick links. Okay, so I click inside the quick links to edit the layout, and I can add on here another option. So I will click over here where I have the list of menus, and I can just add on a list elements. Let me just zoom in here so that you can follow it. So I have clicked on this part. I will click here into the settings option and then list element. Here you can see that these are the options that are also lined up on this side, and I can click this red or pink plus icon, which will give us the item number 5. Click the 3 dots and edit. This will be a contact page, and then this item has a link. It is linked to a page, which is the actual contact page. So let's just see where it is. It is not showing up inside the pages, so we can actually put in the link or a custom link. So now that we know where we need to actually link to. It's https:// Jira top, so our custom domain.com/contact/us. Click this check mark over here. If you want, you can add on a font, an icon, or not. I will just leave it out and click this one. So over here we have the contact page. If you want, you can put it up a little bit higher on the hierarchy on here, and then don't forget to click save. Now what we did is added on the contact page that it is selectable from the footer menu in the quick links over here. Another thing I could do is just click in the settings, list element, and just delete the best deals, because as a one product shop, one product store, we don't have best deals. The one deal that we have is always the best. So contact page, privacy policy, terms and conditions, and return and refund policy are the options that I want to offer on here. So make sure you save it, and then this is basically the end with our builder. So we can go back to a different page that we were on before. If we have a look at the front end of our store, we'll just quickly refresh. And if we scroll down all the way to the bottom of the store, we should be able to see the contact page. If we click the contact page, we should be having the actual link. So yeah, contact, I forgot a T from here. So let's just go back, layout, don't save, and fix David's issue. So if we go back to contact page, contact.
There you go.
There we go. I learn something new every day.
Every day. So now you know how to spell contact us.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And
Thank
yes,
you
guys,
very
this is
much.
important because we need to have that in there. And as David clearly explained it, it's only a single page product. So let's just keep it that way. We don't have to clutter the page with navigation items and everything on top. Let's just make it simple and make sure that your customers find the product, more importantly, right there.
Absolutely. I want to just add one more thing. If we know that our store email is basically support@yourcustomdomain.com or whatever, for example, in our case, it's support@gyratop.com, we can go into the page builder and not only modify the navigation of the footer, but we can also put in the navigation of the header. As you can see on here, we have the demo@contactus.com, but we can actually replace this with our own email, put it in white, and then we can manage that one as well. So we have our actual email displaying on the top of the page as well for everybody that comes. Cool. Anything I forgot, John, before we move on?
Actually, one last piece of advice. Remember that link that you just added with the name of the email?
Yeah.
It's easier if you just, when they click that, it goes to the form. Because remember, that kind of just goes against what we said earlier about having the display over email address. So you can have that piece of content, that piece of text, take you to that form instead. Why? Because you don't want to have people and spammers and spiders just getting that information there. So you can link it to the page directly. So people will think that they're sending an email, but it's easier because they will be taken to the form. So I think that would be a better approach if we're going to just do it from the top portion to the top bar.
Cool. I have added that on immediately, and there we go. Perfect. So let's just save it, and then let's go on to the next slide. So step number 3, connect Google Analytics. And this is where John Garcia shines, and he loves to actually talk about analytics. So why is Google Analytics important for a GrooveKart store, John?
Well, it's simply because analytics and data is the lifeline of every single business. And I talked to in every single GrooveKart challenge, in any single training that I did or I have done, it's important because that is the gateway for decisions. I have never in the past 17, 18 years that I've been working with e-commerce make any decision based on just pure gut. Like, oh, I think this is going to work. No. I have always gathered information from Google Analytics and some other tools, but Google Analytics is free. It's actually very easy to read once you get a handle of it. But once you start, it seems to be complicated because there's just too many options. But there's a couple of things once we connect the analytics to the GrooveKart that are easy to identify, and you will see it in a second. So definitely that is important, and also because it makes sense. You want to have all the data that your customers are visiting the store. What is the pages that they're visiting? What kind of browser they're using? What device they're using? Because remember, every single device is connected now to certain apps. Your mobile phone will be connected to your social media apps like Pinterest, like Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. So you can have all those options there to manipulate your decisions better depending on the experience that you want to offer to your customers, which we'll learn then a little bit later with more detail. But let's just connect it to analytics, shall we?
Absolutely. When you said you don't go with what your gut is telling you to do, if I would be listening to my gut, I would be eating 24/7. So don't
Well,
listen to your gut, especially when you're hungry. So
oh, but
that's
it's
my
different when you're hungry than when you're actually just trying to start a business. Because when you're hungry, your gut feeling says, you know what, I should go eat. And now the question is, what should I eat? Which actually comes back to the same question, but in a different format. I'm hungry. What am I going to eat? Now there are options there. What is available? What do I have in my kitchen? Now is the same thing, but a little bit in reverse, because now people are telling you, hey, I'm coming to your kitchen and I'm coming from Australia. I'm coming to get the cheese that you have in your fridge, and I want to pay this much for your cheese. So those are the little things that you want to consider when connecting that analytics. But that's a cool analogy, David. I like that.
Cool. So Google Analytics is easily found as being one of the platforms from Google. You can just type it in inside Google. Just type in Google Analytics, or just Analytics will suffice. Google likes to brand itself, and it will be most probably on the first position. You just click on it, and then you are if you logged in with your own Google Analytics platform, you'll be able to see something like this. At this moment, this is my business on here. So if you want, you can create your own. We can go into the admin account and then create another setting. So you can create another property, or you can create another account in case you already have a pre-existing one. Let me just zoom in here. I would
About to say that,
rather.
sorry to interrupt. If you wanted to zoom a little bit, because can you just go back for a second, and I'm gonna steal 2 minutes out of your thunder. Not to show your data from any other sites, but as you saw the first impression, because I see the reactions without seeing right now whoever is in the live, they just went, whoa, what is all that? That is the first impression that you're gonna get once you get your website connected. But let's get it connected. So we actually just got data from the new Gyrotop site.
Absolutely. So what I did is click, come to the bottom of the page. So at the end of the left hand side, at the bottom of the left hand side corner, you'll see a little cogwheel or a gear icon. You click on there, and then you'll be able to create a new account. The first blue button that you see at this version of Google Analytics, you'll be able to click on the create a new account, and this is what we need to fill out in order to have another account created for our business. So the account name will most probably be the store name or the business name. In my case, it's Gyrotop. And then you can go and scroll down a little bit lower, see the other options that you have. It says you can have access to 98 accounts. The maximum is 100. So make sure you are aware of these limits. I don't know if you will be able to create and manage hundreds of accounts, but in case you are, congrats to you. You can just open a new Google account for your other businesses, and then you can have more. Um, I will just leave this on because these are recommended by Google. Technical support, account specialist, Google products and services. In case you don't really want that, go read into it and then just decide for yourself. I will just listen to Google because I'm a good boy. On here, you are creating a property. So the property name will be, again, your store name. So I will type in a Gyrotop, GrooveKart store. Okay, you are putting in your reporting time zone. At this moment, my time zone is in Croatia, which is probably not showing up here in this search results. Let's just use, there we go, Croatia. So Croatian time, I choose the currency, which is going to be USD. And search is not the best on here, so here we go. And that's basically it. We can go on to the next. So you can actually fill out your details for your own industry. So we are going to be selling computer and electronics most probably, or um, internet telecom. No, I'll just leave it at computer and electronics. We have a small business, and then what do we want to do? Measure customer engagement with my site. At this moment, I believe this is the most correct answer, but you can choose multiple ones in case you would like. Once you click create, Google will pop up the legal pages that you need to agree with. At this moment, I'm in the European Economic Area, so I need to approve the required GDPR policies and the rest of the things that the customers and the people usually don't read because they are extremely long. But however, I need to tell you that you should read these things just so that you know what you are getting yourself into. um, and this one as well, don't forget this one. Once you are finished with the first one, make sure you finish the reading on here, and then you can go to sleep because this is a very heavy reading material. Once this is done, click I accept, and now this brings you to your new property, which is the GrooveKart store that you created analytics account for. At this moment, when we open the dashboard of Google Analytics for the new property that we created, it shows up a big red stream banner at the top of the page. It says, "I can't find any data streams. Please set up a stream to start collecting data in this property." Which means that at this moment we have a Google Analytics account, but it has not been connected to anything yet. So what's the setup that we need to do, John, from here?
So right now, what we need to find out is your Google ID, which will be in your settings. And if you go to, or if you go back, you can actually have it on your account. If you go down to the ID or the tracking code,
Let's just come here, and then if we go on to the, I believe, property setting,
okay,
is it?
that's right. Yeah. If you scroll
We
down, that should
we
give
can
you
have the property
that
ID.
property. Correct.
Cool. So what do we do with this right now?
We go to the main settings on the site. So you have to go back a little bit on the main settings of the site, and you click uh, pixels, feet, and embed codes. Sorry, I couldn't see what you were going, and I
No
know
worries.
this by heart. But hey, so once you're there, all that you have to do is go where it says Google Analytics and click there to activate.
Let me just zoom in a little bit so you can see. What this activated now, ladies and gentlemen, it activated the inbuilt Google Analytics app. So this has been built in for you to use immediately just by copying over this Google Analytics code, which is the property ID over here. And this is what GrooveKart asks. So the Analytics ID, we paste that in here, and then we are able to actually get Google Analytics to follow everybody that comes onto our website, onto our store. So I'll just so we have Google Ads ID over here. This is not the same as Google Analytics. This is in case you are running Google Ads. Okay, so this is not going to be the same. If you want to paste that in here, this is not going to be doing much because that's not your Google Ads ID. You don't have at this moment, in case you were following through the whole GrooveKart Accelerator, we created an analytics one, but we didn't do the Google Ads one. So you can decide if you want to turn on the user ID, unify the customer sessions if they use different devices. Let's just turn that on. And dynamic remarketing, demographic interest reports, I would turn that one as well. Once done, save. Data updated successfully. Did we miss anything, John?
I think we covered it all. Now let's just test it out. Let's just go back to the actual Google Analytics and let's just refresh.
Cool. So let's
And
just click the refresh button on here. it has been connected right now, but it doesn't really still understand that it has been connected. So let's just go on to gyratop.com, and I will share it also inside the comment section. So in case you would like, you can click on it just so that we see if there is any movement going on. So let me just share this one as well on the Facebooks. There we go. Feel free to click on it just so that you can see any kind of movement on the page. So let's close one of these and then let's refresh.
David, do me a favor, just click where it says go to stream setup.
Yeah.
Because I think that we might have gotten the actual, just click web.
We actually may have missed this one because this is a new thing that has been added for the Analytics 4 version 4. So let's just type in Gyratop
Gyratop.com.
and Gyratop. Just create a stream. It will be following everything on here, and I believe now it is done. So now we have the stream ID and the measurement ID, and these are the things that may be used as well. No data received in the past 48 hours. So I believe this could be as well tested with GrooveKart, Google Analytics ID. What do you think, John? Is this the one, the number, or the actual ID on here that needs to be used? Because the Analytics 4.0 was released very recently, so they have been changing stuff over. You're muted, John. We cannot hear you.
Sorry, yeah, it's just I had a little cough over here, and I noticed something interesting now because you are in a different part of the world. The IDs look different, guys. Because some of you at home will say, "Hey, wait a minute, my ID starts with a UA." So because David is in a different part of the world, the IDs might look different, but they do the same function. So let's take a look. And yeah, I think Facebook just said, I think his measurement ID. It is the ID that we picked. So let's just paste that ID and let's check it out to make sure that it is the
Yeah.
one that is sending the right data there.
So what we just did is very new thing. Google Analytics 4.0 was just released recently, and I was reading through it in the news articles, and it says here, we're excited to announce the new Google Analytics designed to give you essential insight that you need to be ready for what's next. You can access your new Google Analytics experience by setting up Google Analytics 4 property, formerly known as App Plus Web Property. So this is probably this stream ID that Christian was asking about. The stream ID is nothing that will be required in GrooveKart. I don't really know right now. So this has been very new. As I said, this is just been released recently. So this is why I was a bit confused. But I believe we connected the correct number. We'll just go on to Gyrotop one more time, refresh it, and then see if there is any movement on here, because at this moment I'm confused as well. So we will actually try the other stream ID as well if this doesn't work in just a couple of minutes, but I'm fairly certain that that was the number we needed to connect.
Now, when that happens, the best way to go is to go to the admin, David. So we're gonna just backtrack, and this is actually a good exercise for us because, like Facebook, like any of those big companies, can change things in a second, and this is the kind of stuff that we see every day as challenges. So let's just go for a moment and take a look at not the data streams, but the property set, not the properties. Give me just 1 second. Data settings. I think is the fifth option. Click there for a second. So the collection filters are actually on. Now let's take a look at
Let's
the
just do the
ID.
setup assistant.
Hold on, because we actually have that. We activated that. Conversions, user management.
I believe we are okay with the, because we needed to connect the property ID
So
or the
it's
Google
right there.
Analytics ID, and this is the one that we did. So I'm fairly certain this is the one. The stream ID is just so new that it just doesn't make sense that GrooveKart would have that. So I'm pretty sure this is what we needed.
Let's just load it up once again, and let's see. I'm actually going to access through my cell phone to see if we get some action there.
Let's get some action.
Hold on, give me 1 second, because I will definitely like to know if, yeah, this is actually, I just loaded up in my cell phone. Now, let's just go for a moment, David, just to test it out as well. Let's just go back to the admin once again.
Hold on.
You already have, okay, know that data receive.
Let's copy this over
Yeah,
now.
let's just copy that G1, yes.
Okay, go back in here, reload gyrotop.com. And reload this one as well.
Let's just reload it and try to see if we have anything in real time.
Not right now,
It might
but
take probably a couple of seconds to load up. Maybe it is taking a little bit of time.
here we
Oh,
go.
wait a minute. You see, it just took a little bit of reload, because right now we have everybody connected. So we did indeed. But something that I want to point out is that maybe depending on your location, that letter might be different. So because in the US is UA, I believe that might be the case. And with this new system, I guess they're just avoiding the use of letters. So this is the right code. So we were in the right path. We just did a bit, we needed to connect to the right ID. But as you can see right now, we have 75% desktop and mobile 25%. So it's reading. And I love the new look. I mean, it looks like one of those launching platforms for a satellite. You feel like in a movie.
Yeah, and I do love the comment from Christine Case. I on the site.
I,
Thank you very much, Christine. I
like,
appreciate
as
it.
always, Christine, just we love
Cool.
you. You're
So
always out. So now
now that
connect.
now that we connected Google Analytics, I will probably want to go on, but I actually love seeing the users, the real-time users on our website. I can see that there is somebody from Morocco, from Finland, from all kinds of places in the world, and this seeing this is just making me super happy. But let's just break this happiness and let's just go on and connect some additional apps to make the store even better. Now that we know where our customers are coming from, now that we can track what pages they are looking at. Here in the analytics, you can see the views by page, so you can see what they are checking. Privacy policy was checked 2 times. There was the home page was checked 28 times, and you can see also how long they are staying and things like that. So you can check the demographics, what kind of technology the people are using to actually come to the website. So I would say use this information to better your marketing campaigns. If you're, for example, checking the demographics after a certain amount of time and you found that older people actually love your site, and just target them in your marketing. Find groups with those kinds of people. Find places where those types of customers uh, f- are available for you to actually target, and then use this information to better your marketing. That's the whole point of analytics, so that you understand what is working, what is not working. So do
And
more of
also,
what is working.
correct. And also, this will help you in the event that you're going to explore AdWords or any of the paid advertising with Google. Because based on those analytics that you're getting, Google will provide you the best possibilities for you to actually grow your market and, of course, have more conversions. So, always important to make sure that you actually connect the analytics, but also you try to understand them. Yes, it's a learning curve. It's a lot of information, but once you get 2 or 3 settings, where people are coming from, what are they interested on in your site, and what was the last place where they do, because one of the things that I always check is for the bounce rate. And the bounce rate is important, because then that will be the choke point that you need to analyze right now when we just start. Because once you see that a page is not as doing as great in visits, then you know that that might have a problem. So that's when you start analyzing each page. But it's a great tool, so don't forget to use it.
Absolutely. So let me just close the unnecessary pages on here and let's go back to GrooveKart, or actually to our presentation, and then let's go in to connect additional apps to make our store better. So how can we actually make our store better? I mean, it's already awesome, right? But what could we do, John, to make our store better?
Well, we can add a couple of apps that will help us to actually improve our conversions, that can actually just allow us to do things easier and communicate with your customers. And I believe, David, that we discussed earlier that we're going to include the GDPR activation, and also one of the social proof, if I'm correct. So
Absolutely.
let's talk about those for a second. So, and as
So
you can see, guys, in the apps, I'm sorry, in the apps, you also have the option to activate analytics from here. Just make sure you only do it in one place so you don't confuse the system. That's
yep.
important. Now, take it away.
So in order to find all these apps, at this moment we have a couple on here. There will be more and more coming at a later point. Let me just zoom out. It's basically very zoomed in right now. So in order to find those apps, you click on this rocket icon in the left-hand sidebar, click App Manager, and then you can scour all the apps that we have right now. At this moment, we added on some product reviews from AliExpress. This was using the product reviews app. Over here, we just connected Google Analytics. This activated the Google Analytics app. So we already have two apps that we are using on our store. We can also turn on the social proof pop-ups, which is a very handy because it will show up everybody that purchases something from our store. What the social proof pop-up is, if you go to groovefunnels.com, you will see in the left-hand side corner, there is a little pop-up that shows up which says this person has just signed up, this person has just switched to GrooveFunnels, and things like that. It needs a couple of seconds in order to load, but you will be able to start seeing them on the bottom left on the of the website. Let's just wait for one, and then basically just to prove the point, this GrooveProof, this is what is included inside GrooveFunnels, and this is available for GrooveSell and GrooveKart as well. And now it's just magically none of them are showing up right now for some
If you
reason.
want to show the demo, where you could probably just go to
Yeah, they're shy. Let's
or
of course
groovegear.com.
but let's not wait anymore. Let's just go on, turn it on, click on this cogwheel, and then manage them for our own store. So on here, you can turn on and basically change the different background colors of your pop-up. You can put in your hex code as well, and you can also change the text color of the pop-up. On here, you can show or not show the products that were purchased with $0. So in case you are doing a store like John and I were doing or are doing, we are giving away a bonus for a course, basically for a bundle that we just want to give away with the purchase of the product for free. So if we want to decide to show those ones as well, then we can turn this on. In case you're not giving away bonuses like we are, you don't necessarily need this information. If you want to show the price information, this is automatically turned on by default. If you don't want to actually show the price, just mention that this person purchased a product or something like that, then it will be necessary to turn this off. I will actually turn on both of these and click save, and just leave everything else as it is. So this was one of the pop-ups which we can check if it actually shows up right now on here. Hopefully it does.
Groove Gear might have been a better example, David. If you're gonna go, Groove Gear will actually just have one pop up like workout really really fast. And one important thing, guys, since David and I are working in a store that only has one product or two products, maybe only there will be only one variance. Now, if you have more products, you will have the opportunity to see random products pop up and just help you to increase your conversions, because that's the meaning of the social proof. That will kind of just bring up into your screen, hey, this person bought this product right now, and that generates the typical fear of missing out, or maybe, oh, hey, wait a minute, I think I want to get this product, and that would generate another click to that specific product with that social proof widget.
Yeah, because it's not just popping up. People can actually click on this one, and then people can go to that exact product. Like, oh my god, somebody purchased it, but I didn't see this mug yet. Like, oh my god, that's so cool. I'm gonna click on it, and then I'm order it for myself. And I can tell you, the 15-ounce mugs are just awesome. I have a 15-ounce mug which is saying Groove Master, and I love it. This is something I use every morning for drinking coffee. So yeah, this is basically the proof pop-up. We just turned it on for our store and it is now active. Another thing that I would like to turn on is, because I'm in Europe, I'm in Croatia, and I need to turn on the GDPR. This is for this is important in case you are selling to customers in Europe, or you're selling from Europe. You would probably need to, not probably, you would need to turn this on,
Yes.
just to make sure you are secured with, again, legal concerns. So you can turn on, disable, and enable different things, like activate cookie banner. I would like that, thank you very much. Activate on contact form, yes please. Disable for guest checkout, not necessarily. I would leave it on for everybody. Then URL of the contact page, we have it here. So GrooveKart / contact us, which is the proper contact link with all the letters there. We have a very simple notice text. This is for the cookie policy, which says we use cookies to improve your website experience, and this may include cookies from third parties. By continuing to browse this website, you consent to our use of cookies. And we also have the I have read and accept privacy policies. This is where we can put in the privacy policy link, which is just simply copy pastable from here. So from the store, we just copy the link from the privacy policy page, paste it in here, and then click the save button. This is how simple it is to set up a GDPR uh, cookie policy and everything. And if we refresh our store, we'll be able to see the cookie policy show up immediately. As you can see now, this gray bar, I can click agree, and in a couple of seconds, there should be the actual pop-up starting to show when that somebody purchased products from our store. I did one test purchase, and I'm not sure if that will be showing up. There we
Yeah.
go.
There
This
you go.
product was just purchased, work from home for price $0. So that means that people can click on this, and if they want to purchase or get this, they can actually add it to cart. This will create them as a customer, even if it is for $0. It will create them as a customer. We will have their email address, and we can just send them an email to actually purchase the paid product as well, not just the free product. So it's working both ways. So it's kind of cool, and I love this kind of flexibility on here. So you can actually go in and then install more apps. It's not only these ones. Like, which apps would you install, John, for your sites?
Well, for the sites that I manage with Groove, I have used the Mailchimp integration, but that
Mhm.
was before Groove Mail, which soon will be integrated with GrooveKart and all the Groove suite of products. I have, of course, used the spin wheel, but that's is being used widely, and a lot of people know it. Also, a couple, one interaction, one app that I always wanted to use, but I haven't, and this is I haven't done it, is the Facebook Messenger chat. And I think Facebook Messenger will be one of the apps that I will highly recommend to use for the simple reason that we have now the ability to work with Chatmatic. And Chatmatic and Facebook go hand to hand, and that will help you to improve your communication and also your revenues. So consider that to be worked to do something with that and work a little bit on the conjunction between Chatmatic and your Facebook Messenger chat free in your GrooveKart store.
Yeah. Let me just go a little bit deeper into this Facebook Messenger Chatmatic relations for a GrooveKart. If you created a Chatmatic account, which you can do for free until 250 subscribers, which is more than enough for more people, if you create an account with Chatmatic, you need to connect it with a Facebook page.
Mhm.
So at this moment, we'll not be showing you how to create a Facebook page, but I suggest you create a Facebook page for your brand. Our brand in this case would be Gyrotop. I would go out there, create a Facebook page for Gyrotop, and then that Facebook page will get its own messenger account. When you connect that Facebook page of, in our case, Gyrotop with Chatmatic, and if you use the same messenger connected to the Gyrotop page, Chatmatic will be receiving all of those subscribers. So whoever contacts you will become a subscriber in Chatmatic, which is awesome. So you'll be able to contact them again and again and do awesome stuff with that one. There are some policies I need to tell you right now in 2020, which is in December, 24th of December in my time zone. There are things that are changing with the Messenger and European Union and the laws. So this may change. At this moment, this is how it still works. So you can actually use that kind of integrations in order to work with your marketing. So I just wanted to get that out there.
Right. And
Uh,
there are plenty more of apps, but one important thing is once you have your product, your store, your name, your domain, all the basics, is start exploring those. Don't start adding everything to your store, because that will create at some point some conflicts between what you want to do. And ultimately your goal is to generate sales of your products. So simplify the process first and then test it out. And guess what? You can use the analytics by, let's say, providing more experience to certain pages. Maybe you can use your social proof. Maybe you can use a little bit more of advanced tool or advanced apps. And remember, we're going to be adding more apps fairly soon, hopefully in the next couple of months. We're going to add more interactions and more apps to the already big arsenal of tools that we have there.
cool.
So connect as you will, but just use it responsibly.
So John, what do you say now we open our wallets and we start receiving some payments?
I like it. I like the idea. Let's just do that, because I
Cool.
think that's the most important part. So
Absolutely. So in case you want to make money online, you actually need to have some sort of a way to receive money online, and that is mostly done by payment gateways. So payment gateways are the processors between the customer's credit card and between your store. So in order to actually start receiving money online, you'll need to connect these payment gateways. In GrooveKart, it's fairly simple. I need to mention that what I'm going to show you right now is not available for everybody. The reason is that free accounts have two options. This is GroovePay and PayPal. Okay, the paid accounts, the platinum accounts in this case, will be having more connection options. So to check out Uviba, Card PMT, NMI, Banksate, Nuvei, Authorize.net, and Stripe are available for everybody that has a platinum or a paid account. The free accounts, as I need to mention one more time, have a limited GrooveKart account in the sense that they have GroovePay and PayPal connection options. So my suggestion is always to go with GroovePay. It's going to always be the cheapest, the easiest way to work with to Groove apps, not only with GrooveKart but also with GrooveSell and other apps that are going to be coming down the line. But if you create a GroovePay account, you're basically set. If you want to receive PayPal, you'll be able to do that one as well. But in case you already have accounts created on any of these platforms, you can just simply connect them, but you would need to have a paid account. John, anything to add on to this one?
actually, no, because you kind of cover it all. The two options that you have when you're a free account holder, that's perfect. You can still make money. You can actually do that. However, if you're a premium account holder, you get more options. And the reason why is that is because you can have one main account, like in this case could be GroovePay, or maybe Stripe, or maybe Authorize.net, but also you can have a backup account, which is PayPal. Usually PayPal is the biggest account. One of the caveats that I want to touch here for all the premium members is that you cannot have two main accounts active, meaning you cannot have the option to have Stripe and Authorize.net. So you have to have one due to the security constraints of each one. You just want to make sure that you pick one main one and then PayPal as a backup. So it could be GroovePay as a recommended one because it's cheaper options. But if for some reason the approval process or whatever is taking longer, you can go in the meantime with any of the other two or three others.
Yeah. But again, GroovePay is the best one. If you want, just click this apply button on here and you are basically set.
Correct.
For today, I don't have a GroovePay account because I didn't go to the application process. However, I'm going to be showing you my test Stripe account, which is going to be very similar as how to connect Nuvei, Authorize.net is just basically a different platforms, but it will work mostly the same way. So if you want to activate one of these apps, you just click the connect button, the page will reload, and it will give you a couple more options. So it says Stripe payment app is active now. Okay, it will give you an X button over here in case you want to delete,
Yes.
or a cogwheel in case you want to connect it. And then for Stripe, you will need to connect your publishable key and secret key. Where do you find that? Well, the first things first, you need to go into stripe.com and create an account. In case you don't have an account yet, there are certain countries that have access to Stripe, certain countries that don't have access to Stripe. Okay, on here, instead of the dashboard button, you will see a login button. At this moment, I'm logged in already, so I'll just click dashboard, and this is what you are going to see when you actually log in. At this moment, this is one of the live accounts that I have right now. However, I'm going to be connecting a test account, and this little toggle switch is the one that you can turn on and turn off in order to use test account. Why a test account? A test account is very important in case you want to just see the flow of your store before you actually make it live, before you publish it out, before you do any kind of traffic onto your store. Make sure you test it with a test account like this in order to see the whole process, how it will be working, what will the customer see, is it actually working, and things like that. So turn on the test account, click developers on here, API keys, and this will give you the publishable key and the secret key that you need to connect with GrooveKart. In my case, again, I'm not very secretive, so I'll just going to be showing you very openly. So the publishable key, it says PK, which is publishable key underscore test.
Test.
Okay, this means that this is for the test account. In case at a later point you want to put a live account on there, you just come back to this a developer API keys and you switch off this toggle switch on here or in the left hand sidebar. Now, as you can see, it says PK underscore live. So I'm going to be connecting a test account, but in order to make the live payments come to your account, you need to connect the live account. Okay, so don't mix these two up. So publishable key is coming on this place, and then I'm going to go back to Stripe. Here, the secret key is hidden because it's secret. I need to actually confirm the login, and then I can copy this over. It's a test account. The same thing happens when you switch it off. It will be SK for secret key underscore live. Okay, so this is what you want to copy over in case you are ready to go live and accept live payments.
Which will be the case because we want to make sure that you are live. But if you want to test it out first, you can use the test keys and it will be indicated there in the settings.
Absolutely. So now it says Stripe payment settings saved successfully. It has been connected and we are back into the payment gateway setup. So we will now connect PayPal. PayPal is universal. Everybody can do it. And it's important that you know how to do it in case you're starting out. If you don't have GroovePay yet, you can start with PayPal. You can just offer PayPal as the only solution until you have a GroovePay account. And then it's just simple process. Click connect. Once you do click on connect, it will reload and it will say PayPal payment app is active now. You will have the same options like the X mark and the cogwheel or the gear icon, and you'll need to be able to switch on to make live or switch off for the test mode. Okay, I have connected my PayPal just for testing purposes before, but I will start from scratch with you guys. So it says here, visit developers.paypal.com and create a new client ID and secret for the REST API. It may sound complicated, but it's not. We just need to create 2 pieces of code in order to communicate PayPal with GrooveKart. So this is the developers.paypal website that we clicked over here, this link, and we were transferred over here. It's important that we log in. Okay, so you need to click over here in the upper right hand side corner, the login to dashboard. You fill in your details for the login, you do the security challenge if asked, and then you are logged into the my apps and credentials. On here I already created a couple of accounts, so let me just delete one. Let me just see this Gyrotop. Okay, so I'll delete this one and then show you how to
Create a new one.
Gyrotop. Cool. So you can see here sandbox or live. So the sandbox, that means that it's a test account, and the live is just basically that, live account. So I'm going to be creating a sandbox account for Gyrotop because this is a test account. In case I want to test it out, this is where I would like to go. Sandbox, create an app. So this button over here, create an app, and I just give it a name, Gyrotop. Okay. This is a sandbox account. It is going to be giving me an example email, and then I'm going to click the create app button right here. And then basically that's it. We get the sandbox account email address here. We'll not need to use this, but we need to use the client ID, this piece of code on here, and the secret that is showing up just right here now. So let's just copy in the first client ID. We bring it over here into GrooveKart. We paste it in. Okay, we can show it. And now we copy this secret code over here, and we copy that over here to GrooveKart. And now you need to switch on if you want to have the live account, but as this was a sandbox account, I wanted to switch it off for the test mode. Okay, I'm going to click save. But in case you actually want to make live payments with PayPal, you need to go back to my apps and credentials and create a live account. So it's the same process. Create an app, you put in your app name, would it be Gyrotop, you create an app, and you follow the screen and create a detail on your create the accounts and the client ID and everything else until you come to this screen where you are able to see the secret and the client ID. You copy these in, and then in PayPal you just switch on the live account. Okay, you put in your new client ID, your new secret, and this will mean that you are now ready to accept payments with PayPal. So hopefully now you are aware how to actually get money into your bank account from the people that purchase your awesome products through GrooveKart. And yeah, that's basically it. So what do you say, John, if we go in and do a test run?
Let's do it. I mean, right now we have the test account. We have everything ready to go. And by the way, guys, this is one of the most, if not the most important process, because that's how you're going to be measuring how successful is your store, by the sales. So why did we leave it for last? Because we needed to have the ability to show you in exactly 4.5, actually 6 hours, that you can do this in these 6 hours. And right now, this is the last step. This is now this store is going to be working. By the way, we actually going to follow through, and we're going to follow the process and have this as one of our case studies, because we're going to make sure that we follow the process and see how it works out. So visit it now in a while and see the changes that we probably will do, and try to see how the page will grow. But this is going to be a functional store soon.
Yep. So let's just go through. Basically, this is the home page, and let's just click on this button in order to see the product page that we created together. This is the product page. I can see that there is also a bundle. We would probably need to make it a little bit more visible on here, a little bit of spacing around, and maybe a border, red bright border, or maybe even this yellow border with our brand color, just so that it's more visible, because we are giving a productivity booster for $0. If people purchase two, they can actually save 5% of each of these products. So let's just click add to cart. And now we set up our product store that it goes directly to the checkout. We don't have to confirm, yes, I'm sure I want to go into the checkout and things like that. So because I already purchased from this IP address, I am already created as a customer. My email is already in there, so I'm actually ready with these details. I'll continue to the shipping method. This was the checkout form that we created, and it is now basically loading in. The next step is to actually put in the credit card details. As you can see, the yellow ones we went through, and then the gray one is the last one. So on here, the credit card details, or we can choose to pay with PayPal as well. Both of them are on the test account at this moment, but I'll just continue with Stripe because I know the dummy credit card number for our test account. It's 4242424242424242, like this, and then month and date, any valid month, any valid date. So 0424, and then CVC will be the three numbers and the back of the credit card, 123. Finish my order. Now I'm actually setting up a purchase of a product for $132 and a free product. So what I get is, thank you for your order. Your order is complete. Order confirmation has been sent via email. It has been sent to anna@banana.com. But I also have an account over here. So me as a customer, I have opted in for creating an account with the actual store. And this is what I see on here. I can see the order history and the details. So as you can see, I actually purchased something for $132. I can see the PDF invoice. I can see the details of the order. I can see what I actually ordered. So let's just click on here.
And I believe you picked up the actual bundle as well, right?
And this is where I can pick up the actual downloadable bundle. So this is the digital product, and it will show up with this link chain icon, and this is clickable. And if you hover over it, I'm not sure if you can see it, guys, but if I come here, there's a link chain icon. If I hover over it, it shows download the product. So if I click on it, I can download this little PDF, which is the free access to the bonus which we are giving away. So it's very awesome. And as you can see, immediately the pop-up is showing that the product was purchased. The price is $69.99, and then we are in business. So in case a customer would like to send you a message from here, they can send it from the accounts page over here. But we also received an order over here in the orders tab, which you can see this was my test order previously, and we have a new order that we just created together. This is how the order looks like. We can preview it. Okay, you can update the status, print the order, and things like that. But in order to actually fulfill it, now you're working with a dropshipper app, would need to fulfill this order somehow. So let me just go in and then show you how to actually fulfill it. You can see the payment customer order note, in case there is some order note the customer wanted to leave you a note, like I don't know for what, then you can actually see that here. However, in order to fulfill it, you come over here to products, print on demand, and dropshipping, and we'll go back to the Ali G, as John said, Ali G.
The Ali Connect.
Ali Connect app, the GrooveKart Ali Connect app. This is the platform that we are using. We're going to click on the Learn More, and then to this cogwheel. And on here, we're going to see the orders. And from here, this is where we are going to go and then place the order. Okay, so you can see the orders that came in at what time. So at this moment, this is the time according to the store. You can see the order, like view the order from here, and then you can place the order, which will go and create the order on AliExpress. And this is how you fulfill the actual order. So you click the place order, and it is going to be using the Ali Connect Chrome extension that we installed in the step number 1, or the module number 1. It will actually place the order and then go through the whole ordering process on AliExpress. So that is basically the full guide on how to create a dropshipping store in 3 days. Hopefully by now you have an understanding on how to actually manage the whole process. Anything I forgot to add, John?
Actually, not, David. It was pretty much covered, and you show the process from the moment that you ordered the product to how you can fulfill it. And it's pretty much the same process for everything. No matter what the store is, it's going to be the same process. All that you have to do is just make sure that you see these videos, you see from day 1, 2, and 3, and rinse and repeat. If you do it, you go in there, get your domain, get your store ready, see the steps. If you miss a step, you can come back and take a look and do it. But do rinse and repeat. That's how great people have made a bunch of money. They have not only 1, 2, 3, they have 8, 10 stores that they can manage in a couple of hours in a week, and they're bringing the results. So just take action, use this as a platform for it, but more importantly, just follow the steps. There is one thing that I always say also is uh, the definition of craziness is doing the same things all over again, expecting the same results. And unfortunately, that's what a lot of people are doing. They just follow, they start something, they follow their own instincts instead of following a process, and they keep trying to get different results. To get different results, change your mindset, change your attitude, just start listening, put the time in 6 hours, guys, because this is proven. We have done this in exactly 6 hours. If you notice, we usually take between 1 hour and a half to 2 hours, but in 6 hours, we have a functional store with a domain name, with a payment system, and with the stuff that is going to make a difference. So pick the right battle, pick the right product, and then get to action and just get it done.
Absolutely. And now that we have actually created this the system for making you money, now we just need the actual money. We just need the people who have the money. So the next step in our presentation is going to be about bringing that traffic to your store. At this moment, we set up our store. We made it pretty. We made it legally compliant. We made it convert nicely. We're giving away a bonus as well. We made discounts for people that purchase multiple products. We connected the payment gateway. We made a logo when we purchased the domain name. So we have everything actually, but we don't have anybody to purchase. So what to do about that? Well, I want to give you one of the best ways that I found starting a new business, starting something online. Uh, and it just works. It just works beautifully. I want to introduce the concept of creating viral contests, and I'll explain why. So this doesn't have to be super complicated. It is as easy as you, as I mentioned previously, you creating a Facebook page, announcing the product that you have, and just say, I'm giving away 1, 2, 3, 5 of these products that you're selling to the people that actually tag 2 friends, like the page, and just comment, I want it, or something like that. This can be done on Facebook, this can be done on YouTube, this can be done on Instagram, this can be done on, I don't even know what other platforms, Twitter, LinkedIn, wherever you are. Um, Tag, like, comment, just to create that vibe, just to create that kind of effect of people getting interested, because you're giving away for free. In case you're giving away what we are actually doing here, we are giving away I would be giving away basically the little table desk, and I would probably choose 5. Like I would do this contest for 5 weeks, for example. 5 weeks. Each week, I'm choosing on Monday at noon Eastern Standard Time. I would be choosing one winner that will get also the table with the free bonus completely for free. They just need to actually tag their friend, like and comment and or share or whatever you set up to do. um, that's basically it. The necessary things are to create a nice visual, and then tag your friends, tag your family, ask them to actually share, to start sharing. If you want, you can ask somebody that you communicated with from different groups, different Facebook groups. And there are also Facebook groups that do viral giveaways and contests and sweepstakes, and people like to get free stuff. So just go into those groups and just share your giveaway. There's thousands of groups where you can share your giveaways and then collect people. You want eyeballs, you want people visiting your store. Okay, even though you will be giving away, like I would, 5 free products, okay, you will be making so much more by collecting people's email address, collecting them as customers, getting them to come to your store, and then just offering them at the end, okay, cool, you didn't win, however, here is a nice coupon code for 20% off, now go and get yourself a nice little gyro top. Why not? Like, it works. It is super simple to set up. If you don't want to do the manual way, which is using the social media, the process which I just explained, just by creating a couple of posts online, it doesn't have to be one. You could create multiple posts in each groups, on your private profile, anywhere else. Just start to create buzz and vibe, and basically people to start coming to your store. This will also let Google know, like, okay, here's a website that is actually selling this particular product. It is, as we called it, the only table stand we need for productive work. So Google will start seeing, okay, this is a table stand for productive work, start maybe ranking it higher and higher. As people are coming on our store, it will be seeing, oh, look, there's something happening here, let's just have a look. This is needed in order for you to actually get up and running as soon as possible. That's number one, using social media and just the manual management. Then once you are ready to actually announce the winner, you select by random from one of the comments, or you use something like Google random number generator. You say, okay, I have let's just do this.
Yeah, the random number. Yeah, perfect. I
Then
used that several times in a couple of things that we did in the past, so that's a great
yeah,
idea.
yeah. So you say, okay, I have around 150 comments. So I would put maximum is 150, and I click generate, and it generates a number. And the comment number, or the tag that is on the actual post, number 149, is Jeremy Johnson. He tagged 2 friends, and you can give, I don't know, Jeremy the actual tabletop, and the actual downloadable productivity bundle, and maybe his friends just a productivity bundle, just so that you show a little bit of uh, activity and generosity, and just pull in eyeballs. But don't just announce it on the Facebook, make it an event, may send out emails, or do a live, or do something more, so that you bring in more people to see, and then you announce, okay, so Jeremy won, but don't worry, here is, everybody can get a coupon code which is only valid for 24 hours. Okay, just just say that is valid for X amount of hours. Don't do days, do hours. Do
Mhm.
24 hours, okay, because it will drive people as soon as possible towards your store with a coupon code in order to purchase something from you. Give them 15%, 20% discount, so that you bring them back to your store in order to purchase, ready with a coupon code, because when they come to your store with a coupon code, the only thing they can do is purchase.
Right.
So this is one of the methods that I would suggest. John, do you have anything to add on this method?
Oh, I do have, because part of the stuff that I do is actually manage a lot of people's social media. So I could give you tons of more ideas. But one of the things that I have done in the past, which is really easy to do also, is video. Right now, video works a long way. So if you want to just add to what David just mentioned, to do a promotion or a contest, if you want a video to entice more people, remember, video, it's easier if you have a video. Hey, win this table, win this. This will do this for you. This product can actually do this. Then just add it in YouTube, and if that video goes viral, guess what? You have a product that is viral, because always in every single challenge, take advantage in every single channel. I'm sorry, take the advantage of every single setting. A lot of people don't know this, but oh, I uploaded my video in YouTube. Oh, that's great. How many views you got? Oh, 3, 4. Why? Oh, well, I just added the video. They don't complete the whole process. They don't complete the full form of the video. They don't add the links of their product. They don't add anything to the descriptions. So make sure you do that. Also, another thing, step out of your comfort zone. A lot of people are actually just in e-commerce. They don't like to do what we're doing in camera. That's completely fine. Create a video just with the product. Create some sense of belonging. And like many people that work with us in this industry, the money is on the list. If you have a larger list, take advantage of that. Nurture that list as much as you can. Do the offers, gamification, and promotions. You have special days during the year. Uh, well, we have Christmas coming up in a day. Then we have uh, oh, I forgot. What is the one that you send gifts to your significant other? Oh my God, I forgot. Shoot, somebody help me in the audience. When you send a gift to somebody that you love, I mean, oh my God, I cannot believe I forgot. Um, oh, I forgot.
I'm just going to leave you suffer here for a moment.
Thanks, David. I appreciate that. Oh my God, I cannot believe I forgot about that special day. Valentine's Day. Oh, I got it. I got it. Valentine's Day. So Valentine's Day, you have if you take a look, there's places that you can go on Google and check for the social media content calendar, and you'll get ideas on what festivities are during the year. It could be the Doctor's Day, it could be Valentine's Day, it could be Mother's Day, Father's Day. All those are opportunities that you can use in your social media channels to promote your product. So right now we're promoting a desk that actually you can work from home. What best way to do it in the secretary's day? Hey, you're a secretary, you might be working from home. Take a look at this desk, because then you can actually work from home without having to be attached to a desk. So thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Christine, and thank you, W. Yes, Valentine's Day. That's I mean, funny enough, I've been married to the same person for the past 13 years, and I almost forgot my anniversary, which happens to be yesterday. So don't do that. Don't do that, because then you're gonna
I
pay dear.
did that as well, so I know where you are.
All
Okay,
right.
cool. So that's one of the ways that you could do this manual way. I can show you another trick which I found, and it works really really nicely. It's a more of an automatic way by having a third party platform to manage all this for you. It could be a little bit stressful in case you're managing a whole store that is quite new and everything. So I want to show you the other one, which is using a third party platform. It's not the best solution in the world, but it is a very good solution in case you're starting out. KingSumo Giveaways. They give a very generous free account as well, and they just handle all the mailing for you. It's like you have only one submission, just get in there and then share it more, and then you can win the prize. And it's very cool. So in order to start creating contests, you just type in your email here and click the start contest button. That's basically it. You will need to set up your contest, but this is how it would look like. So you set it up, for example, for our case, it would be we are giving away 5 Gyratop tables and the stay at home productivity bundle for 2021. And then you would say the value of what you're giving away, how much it costs, or what's the value of what you're giving away, how many winners will be announced, and how many days are left for the whole contest. In order for the people to jump in or to participate in the contest, they need to type in their emails or log in with their Facebook details. This will give you their email address, so you'll be able to market to them at a later point. And this is a very good start, because and this method is easier because you don't have to have a separate email marketing service platform. The manual way, by sharing and liking the pages and things like that, will not get you their email necessarily. Only in case they buy, or in case you connected on your store that messenger platform or things like that, then you can grab their email address. Using this way, you will get their email address, because that's the only way to join. They need to
Provide.
jump in with the email address. Then down below here, you explain the actual contest, what it is doing, and when is the giveaway, and what time zone, and offered by who. Okay, this is going to be your company or your brand. So let's just jump into this to this giveaway and see how it looks like. So I'll just type in the, I don't know, Anna@banana.com, and Anna@banana.com is going to receive a nice little email now that she is in case we want to participate. At this moment, we have 3 entries. Okay, so on here you can see that there are 3 entries. In order to make more entries or get more points, we can ask them to share on Twitter, or share on Facebook, or share on Messenger, or share via email, or click here every day to get more entries, because if they come back, that means that they really want this. um, like us on Facebook, and you can add on more and more tasks for them to do. Do you have maybe a Instagram? Send them to an Instagram and ask them to follow. Do you have a Facebook page? Ask them to actually like your Facebook page. Do you have a blog post that you just created? Ask them to visit your blog post. Each and every task that they actually complete, for example, like us on Facebook, you click on there and then it brings you to the Facebook page. It's going to be giving an entry for the actual person that did that. So it's very, very cool because it is an automatic platform, and by the end of the competition, by the end of the giveaway, is going to be it's going to be giving you an option to automatically choose a winner, or that you can go in manually and announce a winner. So let's just create a giveaway together. um, if you want, you can create an account. I already did. I already have a paid account with this one, with KingSumo. KingSumo is in beta, but they are selling KingSumo, like the premium account, for lifetime. You can create a lifetime account with them, which is $49 or so, and you have it forever. You can create as many giveaways, as many contests as you want. So I created one for the imperfect action challenge that I was doing a couple of days ago, and let's just start a new one. So clicking the plus icon for creating a giveaway brings us to the create giveaway dashboard. Here we just fill in the information. So the title: win an amazing Para top um, table. Let's just capitalize the table, and actually win five amazing gyro top tables, and um,
The bonus.
the actual, I would write it out what the bonus is, like the ultimate productivity bundle for 2021. And then you give a little bit of description, features and benefits of your table, what it can do, what the productivity bundle is for, and things like that. And then you just type that in. You can do lists and things like that, just to make it a little bit more organized. You can make things bolded, you can make things italic and things like that, just to make it a bit more nice, so that it is more eye-catching. You decide when the competition starts, when this giveaway starts. Let's just make it from the 1st of January until the, I don't know, the 10th of January. So people have 10 days in order to get as many points as possible. We are going to be now awarding 5 winners, and we are going to be announcing the winners at 11th of January, which is somewhere around here. Cool. So I actually selected this. Perfect. Cool. You can also choose the time, as you can see here, and you can choose a time zone that you're in. So I'm in the Paris time zone. Who's running the giveaway? I always suggest you put in your own company or your own store details. So in this moment, it would be Gyratop. Okay, and then it would be https://gyratop.com. That's the URL. Okay, so when it says URL, you always put in the https://. Prize name, it's going to be this one: 5 Gyratop tables and the ultimate productivity bundle. 5 Gyratop tables, ultimate productivity bundle. Price value, I would give it $600. Here you give the price image. I will just put these little lavender image, just because that's the first thing that I saw on my computer. And then you decide what you want, where you want to allow sharing: Instagram, sorry, not Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Messenger, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and email. Let's just turn them on all. And then here, bonus entries. So here, if you have something like an Instagram follow, you have an Instagram account, you type in your detail here. For example, at Groove Funnels GrooveFunnels is the Instagram of GrooveFunnels. How many points they're getting for each of these people clicking on there, then you decide here, for example, 5. You want to do another action, like do you have a podcast, like subscribe to my podcast, then you put in your podcast URL here, or you can delete it, and then you can do things like that. Click a link in case you want to send them to a messenger bot, for example, like click with us on messenger. Then you add on your m.me messenger link on here. You can award 5 points as well for this one, and then you can add as many points as you want. If you have Zapier, you can enable Zapier in order to connect Zapier for with your email service providers or whoever you're using. Turn on GDPR. Even if you're not in Europe, turn it on. It's not costing you anything, and that's basically it. You just need to make sure you selected the right dates, and then you will be sorted. Let's click save. Giveaway with at least one image, way more awesome. Add an image. I actually did. Let's just add back on the essential oil lavender image. There we go. Let's try one more time. And here we go. So this is now our contest. It was created, and these are the sharing methods. You can share it directly from here just by sharing this contest on your Facebook page or your Facebook profile, just by clicking on share to Facebook. You can share it as a message. You can embed on your page. You can embed the giveaway to your page. You can put a badge on your website. You can copy the link of that one, and it's just going to be super awesome once you start sharing it out. This is going to be the giveaway page. Win 5 amazing gyrotop tables and the ultimate productivity bundle. The giveaway hasn't started yet, but you can start promoting it and things like that. And that's basically it. It's a super awesome way to manage giveaways. And once you actually did somebody, like for example here, you can click on the contestants, see their details, see their email addresses, how many entries they had. You can export this list of emails for your own purposes. You can choose here to edit or duplicate or view the contest and things like that. Like it's very, very awesome, and you can do a lot with this one. Even with a free account, you can do a lot. So my suggestion is run viral contest. You want all those eyeballs on your website. You want to create a buzz as soon as you can, and giving away a prize or 2 or 3, you don't necessarily have to purchase them on your store's price, because you know where to order it, like on AliExpress. You would go to AliExpress, just order it on the normal price that they ask for, and just ship it out to the customer, and that's or the person that won the contest, and then that is it. So this is the bonus that I wanted to give you, because creating a GrooveKart store is cool, but what's the next step? This is what I would suggest you to do. Do you would like to add anything on there,
Actually,
John?
David, I have heard of KingSumo, but it just the demo was actually mind blowing. I'm like, cool. I think I'm gonna use that for the relaunch of Tijuana.com. That actually seems a winner for my arsenal. So thank you for showing us
Yeah.
that. And I think there's many ways that you can do that. Not only with video, with KingSumo, a lot of other options are Instagram, Pinterest. Pinterest is great if you're doing with apparel and print on demand products. There's many sources, but it's all about we can have the tools. And this is when I probably want to close this 6 hour event, 3 day accelerator, is taking action. We can probably give you all the tools and tell you where to do it, but it's all about you guys. It's all about now taking action. It's actually just getting to the product, finding the niche, and do it. But I think that everything else that we covered today and for the past 2 sessions, I think it is good enough information that you guys can get started. Now, David, I think it's 8:13. We kind of just went over a little bit more than 2 hours, so let's just get down to the QA time, because we do have a couple of questions from all of our members. And we know it's the last time that maybe we will see each other, at least for GrooveKart. On next Wednesday, we don't have anything big planned because we are getting geared to do a big training that was offered a couple of weeks ago. So we're preparing our presentations and preparing all material. So we will probably have, I'll see something that we can probably just do as a surprise, but we don't have anything per se already done or set. So let's get with the questions. Do we have any questions, David?
We have a couple. With KingSumo, how do you choose the winners? When the time comes, then you are ready to award just by clicking on here, and then you actually pick the winners from here. So that's fairly simple. So there's not much to it. You'll have a big button ready to award. You click on it, and then you choose the winner. Let's see if there are any other questions on here. We had a couple. Could you please perform another purchase using PayPal? You can do it actually. It's on a test PayPal account. I will probably not try to extend this training any longer. Let's just see. Can you show us the upsells? We didn't do any upsells, but they are available. We went through that in I believe the second, no,
It was actually the second one when
the
we did.
second module when we were setting up the products. We did an order bump, which is kind of an upsell to the main product. Unlimited funnel. Just have a look at the module number 2 of the 3-day GrooveKart Accelerator, and then you'll be able to see that. Let's see. This one was first. How do you apply a GroovePay? Do you have to apply to GroovePay per website or just one account for all your websites? John can answer this.
Actually, yes, and you can actually use one account for your GroovePay in all of your websites, because that means you're a single merchant. And also, it's important that if the products doesn't require any specific or I should say special permissions, because if you have a store that actually sells CBD, it might require a different setting that if you were selling print on demand. So if it's the same line, you don't need a second account. But if, let's say, you start selling CBD or high risk products, then you might need to have a second account. But that's the only caveat there.
Cool. How does winner coupon work? Did you test it out, John, already?
I haven't, Christine. We owe you that answer, because that's something that we discovered with David really recently. So we gotta. I'll send you a video on it. Just remind me to send you that video this week. We did have a question though that it really got my attention here. Sol C says, "Is shipping available for physical products on GrooveKart? I sell my own products." As David explained, when you sell your own products, you have to fulfill the process, meaning you have to pack it, ship it, and make sure your customer gets it. So the process gets a little bit more complicated to the sense of your time. You have to put the time on packing the product, taking it to FedEx, UPS, or whatever postal service you use, and then getting that receipt and sending an email to the customer with that tracking number. But yes, you can actually use with physical products a GrooveKart. So
Great.
let's see any other questions. I see a question. The stream ID is nothing that will be requiring GrooveKart. That's actually when Christian, this is when we actually were working with the analytics. And yeah, that's actually what we added, but that specific ID is not really needed. We needed the account ID for that specific website. That was actually when it was done, when we did the analytics. And let's see, I think
There's a question from Ron. Is there a possibility that a payment can be made in ideal Dutch payment method via GroovePay in the future? Pretty sure there is, but at this moment you can use Stripe. Stripe works with ideal payments. GroovePay, you would need to reach out to the GroovePay support. We kind of have very similar settings as Stripe has, so reach out to them and see if we already do this. If not, then that will probably come in the future sometime.
And actually, Ram, just the plan of expansions of the company, part of that is actually the ease of payments. So we do have an area that we can accept your comments and recommendations, which is the feature request in GrooveKart. So there is actually a link in your dashboard that says feature request. You can click in there and you can say, hey, developers, take a look at this ideal payment system in your country, and we will definitely just take a look to make sure it might be implemented in the future.
Yeah, it's a groovekart.canny.io. I'm going to be linking that to you in a moment here.
Ooh. Myself,
So
let me jump out of my desk. I'm sorry.
no worries. In case you would like to actually put in some feature requests for GrooveKart, just go on to groovekart.kenny.io and then you can request or upvote these features. Cool. So at this moment, I think we covered all the questions so far. I would like to just say that I can share this presentation as well with you guys in case you would like to access it for some reason you need it for your own, like when you're building out your store or when you're going through some things. I also included some of these links, like for example, the replay links are here, so you can just simply click on them and to have like a all-in-one place to see the presentation. So feel free to use it for your own builds. But yeah, I believe we are ready to wrap this up. John, what do you think?
Yeah, I think a lot of people want to have dinner, especially tonight that might be having family coming. So guys, I think in as far as of myself is concerned, I want to thank you guys for a great year with GrooveKart. We had an amazing moments. This is a labor of love, like I always do at the end of the every GrooveKart channel challenge. And we'll be here next year. Right now, maybe the GrooveKart challenge will come back later after the sessions that we actually have prepared with a special mission that was assigned to David and myself and another great group of members in the team. But we will come back stronger than ever with more features, with more flexibility for GrooveKart. So stay tuned and take advantage of the free accounts if you do have an account, and create more stores. But remember, don't go crazy. Just take action, but make sure that the action that you take is the one that makes a count, you know? So on my end, David, I think that's it. That's a wrap. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays. And wrap it up, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. I also wanted to just say it that if you have the opportunity, do something still this year. Go into the new year with newfound courage, newfound energy, newfound Christmas belly, and just create something even this year, just so that the new year is better. Like everybody is going to be doing like new year's resolution, but why new year's? Why? There's no need to wait for new year's. You have the knowledge now, you got the training, you got the tools, you got the knowledge, you have there everything that you need. It's basically free. What we showed you, it is free to do. So just get out there, even today, tomorrow, whenever. Launch your stores. You can do awesome stuff. Like imagine the first drink when you go out after the corona crisis, you pay off like the first beer you pay off with the money that the GrooveKart store brought you. How awesome would that be? So
Say,
um
say no to resolutions. Say yes to action.
yeah,
Take action, get it done. All
absolutely.
right,
So this is
guys.
what I wanted to mention, and I wanted to wish you all Merry Christmas. This is the last training I will be doing this year, so I'm wrapping it up. I'm going to be focusing now on my family, my son, my wife. So Merry Christmas to everybody, to your families, to your friends, to your colleagues. Even I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year if we don't communicate in the community anymore, and make 2021 the best year ever. Just go out there, create something awesome.
Awesome. All right, guys.
Thank you
Have a
very much
great
one more
night,
time.
and
Happy
we'll
New
see you
Year.
next. All right, David.